Have you ever been in a relationship where the fighting just stops? The tears dry up and this really weird quiet settles in. It's a silence that can feel way more scary than the pain it replaced. So that's what we're going to get into. Why sometimes in love we just go numb. And it usually starts right here with this thought. You realize the constant ache, the sharp sting of being hurt. It's just gone. And at first you might even think, hey, this is good. I'm healing. I'm getting stronger. But here's the thing, that lack of pain, it's not always a victory. See, pain at the very least means you're still feeling. You're still in the game. Numbness, that means something inside you has quietly decided it can't play anymore. This isn't about strength, not at all. It's about survival. Now, this state of being isn't some big dramatic scene of falling out of love. It's more like a love that's run a marathon it wasn't trained for. It's just so exhausted, so tired of fighting or even hoping that it just goes quiet. It's this emptiness where something really vibrant used to be. It's so easy to confuse this numbness with being resilient, right? We tell ourselves, I'm not letting them get to me anymore. But what's really happening is that our heart, after just being hit with too much for too long, has basically flipped an emergency shutoff switch. It's a defense mechanism, and it's something we learn from loving too hard for too long in a way that just wasn't working. So let's try to look at this in a different way. This isn't about you becoming a cold or unfeeling person. Not at all. It's about building emotional armor. Think of it like a shield your deepest self puts up to protect you from taking any more hits. And that's really what emotional numbness is. It's an adaptive response. You know, when the emotional price of staying open and engaged just gets too high, when it starts to feel genuinely unsafe to be vulnerable, the heart does the only logical thing it can. It retreats. It chooses quiet over chaos and stillness over the pain of another letdown. And this is where it gets really interesting, because what it feels like on the inside and what's actually happening are two totally different things. On the surface, yeah, it feels like emptiness. It looks like you just don't care anymore, and you might even beat yourself up about it. But underneath all that, it's a sign that your whole system is just completely overloaded. It's not that you stopped caring, it's that caring just became too painful for your heart to keep doing. So how does a heart even get to this point? Well, it's usually not one big thing. It's more like a slow erosion over time. Let's take a look at 3 of the most common ways a heart gets pushed into this state of numbness. And the thing is, these 3 are almost always tangled up together. They're like this triple threat to our ability to connect. You've got the burnout from giving too much, the heavy weight of old fights, and the fear that comes when you just don't feel safe anymore. Let's break each one of them down. Okay, so first up is emotional exhaustion. This is that slow, quiet drain. It's being the strong one who always listens but never really feels heard. It's when you have to explain why you're hurt over and over until the words just feel empty. Eventually, your heart doesn't even have the energy to whisper anymore. It just silently stops trying. Think about it. When a relationship becomes predictable in its disappointments, it's a real connection killer. It's the same fight, the same empty promises, the same cycle on repeat. Your heart stops reacting, not because it's cold, but because it's seen this movie 100 times, and it already knows the ending. Hope just fades out, and numbness takes its place. And that brings us to maybe the most crucial point of all. Love can't survive where it doesn't feel safe. It's just that simple. If every time you open up, you get shut down, or if your feelings are brushed off as you being too sensitive, you learn a really painful lesson. It is not safe to feel here. So the heart builds walls. Not to punish anyone, but to create a sanctuary for itself. Okay, so we've talked about how we get to this numb place. But now, it is so important to understand what this feeling actually means. It can feel like the end, right? Like the love is just dead. But it doesn't have to be. Instead, try to think of it as a really, really important signal from deep inside you. If this is resonating with you, please just let this sink in for a second. You are not broken. Your heart didn't fail. It did exactly what it was supposed to do to survive. You are simply tired. Tired of trying, tired of hoping, and tired of feeling so alone inside a partnership. So if you're feeling this, think of it like your body is sending you a message. And that message has 3 really important parts. First, it's telling you to rest. Your emotional battery is at 0. Second, it's a powerful call to turn your attention back to yourself. to your own well-being. And finally, it's a reminder of what love is supposed to feel like, alive, something that makes you feel seen and safe, not empty. So we'll end on this question. In the process of trying so hard to feel love from someone else, to make a connection work, sometimes we forget the most important connection of all. Maybe this numbness isn't an ending. Maybe it's an invitation, not to give up on love, but to start by rediscovering the love you have for yourself.